Is it the first? All right. Should be live now.
Yo, we in
Oh,
the building, man. Sports
yeah.
talk with friends, man. BS and Big Media collaboration. That's what we doing out here. SummerSlam, you know what I'm saying? Post game party, as we call it here, man. Season 4 in the building. I'm Tuquan. You see here on the other side, man, it's the first time I've, collaborated. And it's going to be great tonight, man. Shout out to my man Dale in the building.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm getting everything retweeted right now. Making sure where everybody can see us and find us. Um, yeah, we still got the main event going on right now. Roman and Jay, they're still getting it on. So we'll see if we get a new champ tonight or what.
Battle for supremacy, battle for the tribal chief, the head of the table. I mean, will the WWE do that? Hey, you took the words right out of my mouth. We're gonna find out, man. But I'm a pretty intense matchup going on right now. So if
Yeah,
you
for
tune
sure.
in, definitely comment, like, share, subscribe. We here tonight for the party, man. Bring your balloons, bring your chat, bring your talk. You know what I'm saying? Anything positive, negative, in between about this event tonight, which we agreed that is a pretty great event
It's
so far.
popping. It's
So
popping.
definitely gotta get it in, man. Shout out to everybody. And everybody had a great day today. Start your weekend. You get one more day to relax and then back
Yeah,
off to Monday.
yeah, for sure, man. Look, best in the world. We're gonna be going over the SummerSlam card. Um, let's get started with this thing, man. How'd you feel? You felt pretty good about the card, the way everything came out so far.
Yeah, I felt absolutely. I felt good. I feel like this match may go Roman's way, but in all, the only match I kind of got X'd on was the Gunther Drew McIntyre match. I actually thought Drew McIntyre would
Right.
take the strap tonight, and that's just mainly because of just how long Gunther has held the title. And that's no
Yeah.
disrespect to his ability. I know they're going to push him, at some point to one of those main titles. And I felt like tonight would probably be the night to scratch that. But if they want to keep the belt on him and make some history out of it, then I ain't mad at it. But other than that, around the card, I felt like, from a sense, it was predictable. But of course, in entertainment, you know what I'm saying, there's always going to be some surprises, little flicks and flares. Some things may happen the same. Oh no, and I may have Charlotte wrong actually.
Okay.
That
Okay.
was a crazy one too as well. So two,
Yeah.
two.
I can go find these predictions we made like before.
Oh
I,
yeah, we
I,
can
I know we
definitely
made some predictions. Yeah.
we are here with it. So I actually for everybody's sake, I had Roman Reigns in the match tonight. I had Seth. I actually thought that Priest and Finn would get into it, and they actually
Right.
did
It
get
did.
into it. So definitely good. I
Yep.
actually did not get the women's championship wrong. Bianca did
Yeah.
win.
Bianca did win.
And I said, I quote, I feel that MITV gets cashed in, and it did.
You did. You did. You did. You hit it. I hope you played what do you call it? DraftKings tonight?
Oh, the crazy thing was because I was at a basketball tournament, so I'm in between a basketball tournament and actually trying to watch these matches.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
sitting here sometimes, it's blurring out, no service coming in. So
Right.
it was challenging, but in the DraftKings aspect, no, I did not. I should have tonight. I actually could have
Yeah.
did the last match, but it is
Yeah.
what it is, man. But shout out to DraftKings. Shout out to any way you could bet wrestling. I think you could
Right.
bet the events and
For real.
it's not all.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Going
I'm
on.
pretty sure it's a limit too on what you can bet. So
Like the minimum is 10 cents if you could bet on it, and you can disguise the limit, man, whichever way you want to put it. But imagine wrestling was bettable,
yep.
like the DraftKings, FanDuel, and all that stuff. That would be crazy.
Yep. Yep. For sure. All
Yeah.
right, let's look at this first match here on the card. We had Logan Paul versus Ricochet, and this was one of those matches where we're looking for a lot of highlights. And you know, this was a pretty decent match. Logan Paul beats Ricochet by using the brass knuckles he got from one of his friends at ringside there. Um, this was something. Let me see. What did you pick for this one? I don't think you made a pick.
Yeah,
Oh,
I did make a pick. I
yeah,
made a
you,
pick of Paul.
yeah, yeah,
First
you picked
win,
Logan Paul.
his first win since beating the Miz.
Right.
I believe was that at a SummerSlam?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yes,
I
yep,
believe it was.
yes.
Yeah.
So in all, he had to get this win.
Right.
The contract, kind of evolves it, to make him look good in some ways. He don't have to look good in all ways, but he's an exceptional talent, and
Oh
that's
man.
definite up that I've seen from him throughout his matches. And like I said, Ricochet was a great opponent tonight. I mean, I
Yeah.
would never thought it would happen, but when they did announce the matchup, I'm like, this is spectacular. What they did in prior events, was kind of a good lead up to it. And I felt like, Ricochet's the type of guy, especially with risky moves and
Right.
maneuvers, and he can guide you in. And he's been in the game a long time. Actually, my second indie event ever was Ricochet versus Rey Mysterio.
Oh snap! That's
Yeah.
that's a hell of a matchup there, though.
Absolutely. So it was definitely dope. Definitely dope, man.
Yeah, man, for sure. This was this something I would say for Logan Paul. He's impressive. Just saying that he doesn't do this every day, but when he does get on the screen, he makes highlights. It's going to draw lots of eyes for people who don't watch wrestling because this guy is the bomb, like straight up. Real good athlete, man. I must say. So
real athlete, and like on the other side, like we said, man, a man that's gonna, make sure that you look good, and at the end of the day, he goes out there and he can still look good. And that's the best thing about it, where you don't lose to a Logan Paul, and your status don't go down a bit. Ricochet's kind of been, to me, kind of the same wrestler he's been since he's been in the business, and a lot of wrestlers don't get that opportunity to do that, but he's kind of stayed face to what he does and what he brings.
Yep. All right, let's look at our next matchup here. Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar. This was when I looked at this match, I'm looking at Brock Lesnar trying to get those count out victories. It reminded me of when I'm playing like the video game and you bring the guy all the way up on on the ramp, you slam him down.
Run out back in the day. Can't run out nowhere. I definitely feel that.
Yeah, that's exactly what it reminded me of, man. But Cody beat Brock after 3 crossroads. And one of the most shocking things is Brock raising Cody's hand at the end of the match there. But I thought it was a real good touch for Brock to really put him over with the crowd and everything, just kind of pass the torch.
Absolutely. And we thought when the first incident, when they were supposed to be in that tag team match where, the handshake was there and then the F5 came, we kind of thought that was going to be the relationship there. And then it kind of went into this, which, like I mentioned, a very predictable match because we all knew Cody would win. How long can Brock really be on the top, though we know he's going to be one of the top guys? It was good for Cody to get this out the way, and let's see what else we can see in Cody. I mentioned as well, he should have never been the champion, and I'm happy they didn't put the title on him because the injury, I felt like, messed up the process. So now the process is really going down. Now you've gone through some months. You've been good. And let's see now if you can try to float Cody now. There's 2 belts now. So now it's a different situation where he can go after one of them. And it's not a setback.
Yeah, I agree. I'm interested to see what Cody does next. If we're going to see him go after Seth Rollins or are we going after Roman? Because they built Cody up, and with this going over Brock, I mean that's like the last key, right?
This is definitely the last key, and then you open back up Castle. But then you mentioned Roman, you mentioned Seth. Now you already had your little get together with Seth. Now Roman would be, of course, as well. He has with Roman as well, and that's kind of like he wants that revenge tour. So it's gonna be interesting how it goes. And then like we said, we got a matchup later. We're gonna talk about the IC title match, and potentially that could swirl around too. So
true.
See what they place him with.
It's got to be a title. That's we're in agreement on that, right? It's got to be a title.
It has to be a title. It has to be a title in a sense. But does he get that like next month or 2 months? There has to be some build up, but there has to be something in between that. I can see a Judgment Day kind of spilling, with whoever's there. That's been happening a little bit, and it'd be something. But like you said, guarantee like Survivor Series, something should be title. It should be something.
Yep, I agree. Especially after the Cody Rhodes documentary. Did you check any of that out yet?
No, I have not.
I've watched maybe like the first half of it so far. It's been pretty good. They're basically going through everything. They're even touching on the AEW stuff, and
Is that 24? Or no?
No, it's just a documentary.
Documentary, okay.
Yeah, it's just a documentary on Cody Rhodes. So it just came out Monday, I want to say. So it hadn't been out too long. So
yeah, man.
Got time to check it out.
We hear throughout the underground media that he may be a mole for AEW, but I just feel like and I read a quote that says he wants the title in WWE because the prestige title, like it's just there, and AEW is just like kind of like I guess a plastic title that you buy for $13 nowadays. I don't know how much it is.
Well, they didn't like bury AEW in the documentary. So
no, definitely not. It's definitely respectful. Like they didn't do that. In his case, he's gonna, and I don't think there's gonna be a lot of them. That crossover like that the way he did and didn't cross back over. But that's his own lane, and I'm happy that they was able to in some parts be cohesive.
But one thing. In the documentary, they did take a shot at AEW because they talked about the forbidden door, where they were like, "Hey, the forbidden door can swing both ways," and Cody coming to WWE was that forbidden door swinging both ways. So they did touch on that. So
and it's forever long, like forbidden door. Forbidden door. Now you watch the AEW Forbidden Door pay-per-view, and you're just like. It's not very forbidden because everybody you kind of seen before, but
that's true. All right, the next match was the SummerSlam Battle Royal. We both predicted LA Knight was going to win this one, and we were both right. This was just I predicted this was just a match that they put together to get some money from Slim Jim because it was sponsored by Slim Jim. This was also a way for them to get a whole bunch of people that weren't on the card onto the card and do something with them. And it was, hey, we forgot to put LA Knight on, and so LA Knight's going to win. And we're sorry, fans. Cheer for him.
Yes. And it kind of boggled me too. Shout out to LA Knight though on a win.
For sure.
If anybody winning in a dirt match like this, I guess you give it to him. The crowd was ecstatic, but you had a couple matches that may have been scratched off this card.
Yeah.
You had Becky and Trish Stratus scratched off. A couple other fights.
Mm-hmm.
You had this, you're like, but it's like it's not worth nothing. Like LA Knight's chance was Money in the Bank, and you blew that. So you give him this. So it kind of questions me now how you're gonna play this man. Is he gonna go around and talk about I won the SummerSlam Battle Royal? If he goes out there and he makes a mockery out of that with his awesome mic ability, then it's just a waste to me.
Yeah. He look on the mic, man. The guy is like almost undefeated here. Like I'm telling you, I've been watching that dude back when he was in NWA. That's when I first got him. And so LA Knight's always been one of those guys for me. I'm glad that WWE is recognizing, he's over. We're sorry, fans. We're gonna do our best to make this right going forward. And so, I'm curious about the next step for him. I'm going to guess U.S. Championship. What do you think?
I figured that would be SummerSlam.
Okay.
I thought, and Austin, another guy that didn't defend his title tonight.
Yeah, he was in that battle royal too.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like you could have had a battle royal for this championship. Could have made it
Yes.
Brownie. LA
Yeah.
Knight could have had his time tonight, but WWE. This is what I'm saying. I'm questioning what they're gonna do. But the best thing to do right now is to put him in that situation with an Austin Theory, where you're trying. He's kind of on the hill some anyway. He's definitely been there for a minute. You get LA to go in there, and shock the world in a sense.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Well, we'll see what they end up doing next with LA Knight here, but the fans are definitely watching. So Triple H, get it together.
Triple H, get it together. Yeah.
For sure. Okay, so now they got Solo coming out here during the match. Of course, we knew that was going to happen.
Oh yeah, it's always to happen, man. I gotta. I'm saying, hey, maybe a Uso comes out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I know Jimmy's supposed to be injured, but I gotta imagine he comes out too, right?
Oh yeah, I'm hoping so. So I tried to tell somebody that the injury's not real. I'm just saying, man. Maybe he comes back tonight. Maybe he turns on his brother.
Yeah, maybe. All right, let's look at the next matchup: Shayna Baszler versus Ronda Rousey. Let's see. We had Shayna and Rousey. This was it was an MMA match. Okay, that MMA rules. That's what was sold to us, right? Yeah. There was a lot of grappling and MMA sparring. The fans seemed to grumble a lot during the match. I heard some boos. It was a lot of stoppages. The ref was checking out people, trying to see if anybody was hurt and everything. But at the end, Shayna Baszler wins via submission. What were your thoughts about this match here?
The biggest win in her life had to come at the lousiest time in wrestling. For these two ladies' sake. I mean, what the hell has Ronda Rousey been doing in this second half of her contract? Like, really? What the hell's been going on? And I know she was disappointed in what happened last year with the Liv Morgan situation.
Yeah.
And ever since then, it's kind of just been like, I thought she'll be like, you get the torch up, even though you lost, and still remain solid. Like, and you're not even that. Like, Ronda Rousey, you think of her just in the entertainment sense, and just like, okay, titles. But, I mean, she hasn't proven any improved ability in the ring. So now you're on mid-cards, and now, I mean, this is your friend, though. And you definitely upped her tonight. You know what I'm saying? You definitely, and I can say that's a positive for Ronda Rousey.
Okay.
And I like Ronda.
Yeah.
But like, this is kind of like the sunset now. You can't go nowhere else from this. No disrespect to Shayna Baszler either. You are basically low, mid-level card. So hopefully this brings you up in a sense. But I don't think so. This is kind of just like, what is this doing? This is like Brock Lesnar Goldberg, WrestleMania 20.
Is Ronda Rousey's contract up?
There was hints of it. There was hints of it, her displeasure and her contract being up too. And I mean, obviously we knew that this would be not long. It felt like it's been longer than what it's been.
Okay.
She's one thing about her too. She's been on TV.
Yeah.
And the thing about, people like, you're not on TV, you're not making the commitment. She made the commitment. After the baby, she made the commitment. To come back. She didn't have to. She could have, after getting knocked out and pummeled in the UFC. Say you could have left, but you tried a different structure. You did it. Don't oversalt it. Go out.
Yeah.
Try good pride, and go to new invaders. I'm hearing potential MAA return. We know Amanda Nunes retired. Amanda Nunes retired. Yeah, rumor mill may not happen.
Okay.
if she could do that, it may be because she feels like nobody in that division could probably be. But it's a long shot.
Look, so far with her WWE career, I thought it's been kind of a mixed bag. I do like what she did for Liv, because I mean she really put Liv on the map. mean, we always wanted to cheer for her, but we just didn't find her credible in the ring. But her fighting against Ronda and actually beating her a few times, like that made her credible. And she's got the whole, I'm crazy thing going, and it just made it all believable. And so that to me, that's her biggest achievement as a wrestler, putting over Liv and making her credible. So if that's the only thing that she does, then I guess it was okay. She has brought some entertainment moments for sure. Like her debut match with Triple H and Stephanie McMahon, that was gold.
Yeah, that was like epic. Like, you bring her in the way you bring her in, the way she had that match the following year. It definitely was epic. I'm like, okay, and then I'm like, whatever she does in the ring, you could push it. You could push it as a champion. But then when you started seeing the ability as a champ, you can only put the strap on you. Right. We can't teach you how to wrestle. Right. Ultimately fell into, though she's Bob's office. But wrestling fans, they show their wear their emotions on their sleeve. They're gonna let you know how they feel.
Yeah. It's still funny to find out that Shayna really got Ronda Rousey into wrestling. So I always yeah, I always find it fascinating to figure out how these people get into it, So yeah. Next match on the card, Gunther versus Drew McIntyre for the Intercontinental Championship. And listen, I pick McIntyre for sure to win this one. I think I want to say you picked Gunther, right?
Nope, I picked
You picked Drew, yeah. Okay, yeah.
I thought McIntyre wins.
Yeah, my son was pretty convinced that Gunther was gonna retain. He talked me into it like during the match and everything. So, but Gunther wins clean, and he's on his way to becoming the longest reigning IC champ ever. I probably should have taken more note of that. They kind of spell it out to you when they keep reminding you of that fact, right?
Every match we got, what I'm saying? It's just like, man, we know the man's hot. We don't need to do that extra stuff. We know he's been holding it strong, But to me, before this McIntyre situation, because I felt like it was supposed to happen, but then McIntyre was dealing with different situations. I'm guessing it's family related. So since I just try to get a
he had a contract thing too, huh?
Yeah, contract thing too. Yeah, it was a little scream of maybe he may not redeck with him or whatever the case is. But the title, the IC title was kind of stale. This matchup right here, kind of put the IC title on the map. Kind of made us remind ourselves who the IC champion is. Yeah. And I honestly feel like this is the type of matchup that you wanted. You go around the international concourse in the WWE, the likes of Sheamus, Drew, Ali, some other guy.
Yeah.
I can see him on television the next time he's on, relinquishing the title. I can see an IC tournament going on because I don't see no reason to hold it. I don't see no other reason for him to hold it. Shout out to him on a great win tonight. You know what I'm saying? I feel like this is what he was waiting for, to let the title go. Good opponent, a guy that respects you, always respect your craft. They know that you're one of the next ones up. You got gifted ability, got the physique, you got the look. All
right, we got some stuff happening right now. Jimmy just pulled Jay out the ring.
Whoa!
Why he was trying to get a pin here? He just pulled him out the ring here.
Oh man, Tobes and main event might be going a different direction.
Right.
Want to go to, man. Snap!
Yeah, man. This a trip here.
Out here for survival, man. This is what the bloodline does. The bloodline. The question here. I got a question.
Okay.
In regards to the bloodline.
Yeah.
How long can they really run this off? Like, we know this been ran off for some time.
Right.
How much longer can they run this stuff? Obviously, losing another chapter in Solo. I mean, obviously that has to play out, but That's another thing too when you talk about titles. Like, is there actually only one title that's gonna be able to get? Is Solo gonna be the next guy up? Because I feel like
Wow.
that's what the bloodline's kind of predicting itself to be. Like everybody
Yeah.
just had a shot at the
Right.
title for the
Right.
most part. You know, shout to Sami Zayn. You know, his batting gift was a title match. You know, in front of his hometown crowd.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. For sure.
So I don't
You
know.
got a good point. You got a good point. Okay,
I mean,
so now they just wrapped it up. Roman's got the pin on Jimmy. I'm sorry, on Jay. Still the champ, but this is due to Jimmy interference, and I can't believe he just turned on his brother like this, man. It's wild.
I sniffed it. I smelled it. I told people, I said, yo, they're going to
Yeah,
end up fighting. That's going to end up
yeah,
being, oh, they want to fight at Mania. They already gave the Usos a bag by tag teaming in the main event of Mania. You think
yeah,
they're going to have both of them in a main event match at Mania 1-on-1? Hell no.
mm,
And and you can take it as a shot or not, but they tag team worthy main event.
yeah.
Single main event against each other? No.
Right.
No.
All right.
Not at all. But staff him to turn on his brother in a entertainment sense. You know, we know they go back to the van afterwards and party or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
we just take it from the point where it has to happen. You eventually have to go to overlong. You know, you may not never get another shot at Roman Reigns though. Don't think
Yeah.
that's ever happening again.
Wow. Wow. Okay. So yeah, that was a turn I wasn't expecting though. All right, so let's get back to the card here. Gunther retains the IC championship. Yeah, I think the next thing that's gonna be going for Gunther, I think he will drop the title to one of the big guys that they have just waiting, like Omos. He's just waiting for a match. And I think they're gonna use him as like a transitional champion, one of the big guys. So
You think they go? Oh, that would be shocking if they put the title on Omos. Yeah, but like you said, the IC title is been in the breaks anyway.
yeah,
I mean, it doesn't really matter who they put the title on, right? You want to be somebody though that is gonna point out, the IC champion. So yeah, question is, if he's the champion, who the hell is being him?
right.
Who
Right.
the heck is being him? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But yeah, Gunther has to move on to a different title, and I think Seth's world championship is the one to go for there. That's what I would like to see at least.
Yes, absolutely. And even if he does keep this title on his waist,
Yep.
who's the next person who he battled with?
Yeah.
Kind of hard in this sense because you're looking at all the wrestlers.
I don't see anybody right now.
I don't, and we're gonna mention one in a little while, and the way he executed some plans the other day. I thought it would be a guy like Bobby Lashley.
Yeah. Right.
But we see what happened with Bobby Lashley the other night.
Yep, that's a good point. I mean that could be an option. For him to transition over to Bobby. Yeah, that could definitely be an option.
Yeah, it would be dope.
And they have a good match, him versus Bobby. I like the way that sounds.
Fire, man. Fire, muscle on muscle, and get it in.
Yep. All right, next match on the card, Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor. And this was for the World Heavyweight Championship. Lots of callbacks to the match 7 years ago for the Universal Championship. Also during the match, we did see Damian Priest come out to interfere, as well as the rest of the Judgment Day. They really came out there to help Finn Balor. Finn Balor seemed to have some kind of problem, going on between him and Priest. A bunch of talking and stuff like that. I'm curious to see where they're going to end this going afterward. But Rollins wins via a stomp on the Money in the Break briefcase, and yeah, we gonna continue to have problems in the Judgment Day for sure.
Hope this is over. Really. I hope this is over. And no, both wrestlers definitely put on great matches against each
Yeah.
other, but going back to the 7-year stretch, that should have been happening like beforehand when you're putting the other matches on. But to have a match at SummerSlam at this altitude is definitely spectacular. The Judgment Day is going to start the dismantle. You have the guy, Damian Priest, that has the Money in the Bank. Finn been trying to get this title forever, and Finn just has this demon inside him that's telling him that everybody that's around him are his enemy, and 3 of those people are his teammates, and he's not going to take it lightly after losing tonight. I feel like maybe they're pushing him in this way. Maybe Finn Balor soon won't be around. Maybe a hiatus soon enough, or
really
some way somehow causing Damian Priest to lose that Money in the Bank briefcase. He's so selfish right now that he's gonna do selfish things in selfish ways. He's a guy that's been up. Now you can pin him on any part of the card and he's gonna do his thing. But he's been up, down, he's been up again, he's been down, and then they surprisingly, with this Seth beef, pushed him back up a bit. So when you're trying to build other guys up, obviously he's not going to be in the title picture. He's just going to be a villain. And he'll be a great villain.
Yeah, for sure. I want to say it was Vince McMahon that was surprised by the depth of villainous that Finn Balor has in him. So the guy ready to go. It's going to be really interesting to see the direction that Judgment Day takes with the strife going on in them. You still have Rhea as like that enforcer, but she was there at ringside. I gotta imagine we have like a whole meeting, between the Judgment Day to figure out all of these problems and try to talk things out first. And then, we see what comes after that. That's what I think is going to end up happening.
Yeah, because right now what you got is now your two strongest guys aren't champions. Now you have Dominic and Rhea as champion. It's a lot of things that's got to abandon ship. Basically, Dominic's on NXT now. They see that WWE makes these kind of moves. Some people stick for a little bit. Some people stay there.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see what turns out of this with the Money in the Bank situation there. On top of Rhea and her women's title reign, and she, again, not on the card again tonight. It was supposed to be Rodriguez, I believe, but that didn't fall through.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been a good matchup.
Yeah, it was surprising to see Rhea off the card there. Well, speaking of women, let's look at the women's championship match for the WWE Women's Title: Asuka versus Bianca Belair versus Charlotte Flair. A pretty exciting match up here, women's 3-way. It kind of looked like Charlotte had a little bit of a wardrobe malfunction, but luckily there was a female ref there to help fix the issue, because if it was a male ref, we would probably have some problems. We had to stop the match. Okay.
Can I do this, please? Can I do this? Sign a quick contract. Man, 3 great wrestlers here tonight, and they all was different styles, and they're all great at them.
Yeah, for sure.
There had to be one winner tonight, and it was hard to choose going in, but I chose Bianca just for the simple fact that, when everything goes law in this matchup, strength is going to win.
Yeah.
And she did a lot of that tonight. I don't know if that fall, the injury, is better when you hear a positive result. I don't know that. I don't know what negative result it's going to have. But in fact, it put her on top. But my thing is, you squashed her.
Okay.
You squashed Bianca Belair when you had Io Sky come out, and she's
Yeah,
the
but
big winner. And I knew and I knew that
okay,
I predicted it that she would
right.
catch it, but damn, I didn't think they would do it.
but
They did
the
the same thing with Ronda last year,
right.
but no, just Io Sky's a better wrestler, and that's why I feel like she's carrying it. It's not bad because she's a good villain.
Yeah. Yeah. This might have been one of the best finishes and most creative finishes of the night. Um, I mean, Charlotte was attempting a figure eight on Bianca. Asuka hits Charlotte with the mist. All right. And then Bianca gets the pin to win, and then out comes Io Sky, cashes in the money in the bank, and beats Bianca for the women's championship. Um, I gotta say it's probably like one of my favorite finishes of the night, just for that creativity,
Yes,
having the mist and the figure eight and everything like that,
you
just
figured,
one thing after the other.
you said we're looking for a firework, and then I see that
Yeah,
happen. I said, yeah, we got that firework,
yeah,
definitely. Shout out to WWE for saying granting Dale his own request and making a firework. One thing to sniffle on the new champion's reign,
hmm
person that's right behind her, she's a mole. She's the mole, and that's Bailey right there. But
yeah,
shout out to even Dakota Kai returning. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Cross, man. Great way to bring in the group, Bailey, and make them all look great while you still looking great and you're not your best, probably
Right.
physically or mentally.
Yep.
And that separates the Hall of Famers from the non-Hall of Famers because Bailey basically already has a women's Hall of Fame career
Yeah.
stacked up, So you go and you big up others. Two wrestlers, particularly who we thought would have a bigger impact on the WWE, and Io Sky and Dakota Kai, and
Right.
now they're able to blossom because a wrestler that just says, I don't need none of these, I don't need the titles, I don't need the title matches. I just want to have fun and work with people that want to work and learn.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Yep. That's it, man. But the overall entertaining match. Congrats to Io Sky on winning the championship. I'm interested to see what her reign is going to be like. And of
One more
course,
question
okay.
before we go into this real quick.
All right.
Charlotte. We know Charlotte. I say Charlotte's the GOAT.
Okay.
Charlotte's the GOAT. The rest of the GOAT. Whatever you want to say, debate. Don't debate. Please debate with me if you want to. What happens with her now?
Io Sky
No, Charlotte.
or
She
Charlotte?
wasn't
Okay.
in. No, Charlotte didn't win the title.
Right.
So it's
Right.
like he cashed in on her. So where does Charlotte go from here?
Um, what was she doing before? Like she was just on the shelf, right?
She was on the show. She lost to Rhea Ridley.
Oh, that's right.
And
That's right.
yeah, so I mean, do you go try to go chase the other title and go attack Rhea? But I don't know what you do with her.
Yeah. No, they're definitely gonna have. Ooh, but what if you mix her with Raquel? Okay, hold on.
Mix,
Yeah,
Charlotte?
right. Because I was thinking, Raquel and Rhea are gonna go at it next for sure. But if you
Maybe,
add in Charlotte to that match, I mean, it does boost that up a little bit more, don't you think?
yeah, you definitely boost that up. Or if you want to send Raquel a bit, you kind of have her go with that person, kind of strength for strength, both kind of the same height, both
Right.
going to give you that style. Yeah, that would be interesting to build Raquel up if you want Raquel to wear the strap next.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at that, actually. I agree with that. I would take that and I would note that because that's something to pay attention to. Because if you want Raquel to be, as great as you want her to be, you're gonna have to place her with those stars.
Yeah. Yeah.
Somebody.
I'm thinking a three-way match between Rhea, Charlotte, and Raquel. Like that should boost Raquel for sure. So, yep. All right, let's wrap this thing up with Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso for the undisputed championship, and also what is the chief, right?
tribal matchup for the head of the table. You know what I'm saying? The tribal chief. They was amping this matchup, and I just sit here personally like this is what they're gonna give us at SummerSlam. But hey, you know they played great parts in the ring, and it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be.
So I guess let me kind of nitpick a little bit with this match. If this was a match, tribal combat, right? And we're supposed to determine the chief now, right? It should definitely be a one-on-one match, right? I agree. Okay.
Jump in, dog. Nobody's in here. We're selling this out as family, you know, but damn, you just gonna make me not family at all?
Right, exactly.
Imagine though, like you turn your tribal chiefs, like you turn your back on me, everybody's gonna turn their back on you. It's a bad situation for him.
Yeah. So let's talk about this term because all right, so the Roman Reigns wins the match. There was a bunch of people interfering. The whole bloodline pretty much is in there. Jimmy Uso comes out dressed in all black. He pulls out Jay during a pin attempt, super kicks him. All right, gets him back into the ring. Everything. Roman hits him with also with Solo with the spike, and we got Roman retaining. So now the Usos are no longer together because Jimmy just messed over his brother here. Where do you see this going next?
I see this going into probably a pay-per-view.
Okay.
Now it's something started. Like you're not going to get out of this without a matchup.
Right. So Roman goes home for a little while, right? Don't you think?
Yeah, I think Roman gets to go home at least into Survivor Series.
Yeah.
I don't think like you have anybody. I mean, he could take another slot. He could take another snooze fest, but would he really want to do that? You know, September's kind of like the lean to kind of like get everybody in sync anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I think, yeah, Roman's hiatus into Survivor Series. Then they got to find something because, like you said, we got 2 titles now.
Yep.
So you really have to. This is probably why they made that. So Roman can go take a break. Roman's been fighting hard. Roman's been at pay-per-views. Roman's been fighting. Biggest selling athlete in WWE history. Shout out to the tribal chief.
Yeah. Yep. No doubt about it. So yeah, now we're gonna have Jimmy versus Jay. I do remember a interview with the Usos, and they were talking about facing one another at WrestleMania, and like that's maybe a dream match of theirs. And so are we closer to having that happen? How likely are we to have Jay versus Jimmy at a WrestleMania?
Since it happened like this tonight, I don't think it would happen.
Mm-hmm.
But it sucks now because you have September, October. They're definitely going to put that on then.
Yeah.
If they want to wait until the Big Turkey Fest, which I think they won't, then that'll be dope too to have Survivor Series, brother, family tradition. You're at the table with your brother and you're beating his ass. Which way take it? So the thing is, how long can you stretch it out? Jay is Jay gonna be Bret Hart? I don't want to fight my brother. And it can work like that because then that Survivor Series got into Mania. Now, necessarily you won't be at Mania, but you can hype this for Survivor Series.
Right.
You can hype this. They're not going to be on no team. I would hope they're not on separate teams. They could be dope too, but the one-on-ones feel suitable. Survivor Series, I feel like the one-on-one could happen. But I think WWE, being WWE, they'll set this. They'll have a 3-4 week, media, and then they'll fight. They can fight twice though, so actually it could match up. But I think my idea will be Survivor Series, but WWE's idea will probably be in 2 weeks or something.
Well, you brought up Survivor Series, and I like this idea. I think we're going to have Sammy and KO come back to the picture. and Jay Uso is going to be with their team, and Jimmy's going to be on the other team with Solo. That's
Yeah,
I don't know how you make up the rest of the team, but you know,
that right there,
yeah,
could be something to stall the Survivor Series matchup and have those three bang. Because now he's going to need an army. So KO, as they've been saying for percent, you've already been rivaling with him. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And even if you add Roman for one of these 2 months to be at a pay-per-view, you know, to just sit there for 20 minutes and get a victory, it works too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I guess the blow, I kind of answered my own question earlier. I said, how long can the blowout last? I guess the blowout can last for a lot longer because there's a lot of stuff that still needs to unfold.
Hey, they said, you know, we got stories for days. That's what they said. The bloodline. So
they do got stories for days.
So yep. All right. Well, yo, that's gonna wrap it up for us on Best in the World. We do appreciate everybody joining us. Too appreciate you joining me, man. We got to do this again. We're talking wrestling on STWF TV, baby. All right, season 4. We're gonna do some wrestling this week.
We're gonna do some wrestling, man. We told ourselves we're gonna do it, man. It took us a couple weeks to, you know, manufacturing construction, but at the end of the day, me and Dale got the big picture. Yes, so we said, hey, we're gonna do it tonight, man. You know, dedication, promise yourself, dedicate yourself, and then bang it out. That's kind of the way you gotta do things. So we doing that, and we here tonight giving you late night stuff, man. When we can be over here shot, nah, but we taking shots over here with y'all at wrestling stuff. And that's the beauty of it.
That's right. All right, well, that's gonna wrap it up for us. And as usual, Kenny, take us out of here, man.
Must bid you two a goodbye. Mwah. Good night. Bang! Yes!
Remember to follow us on Twitter and Facebook at BSNBia Media. Also, smash the like button on YouTube and share with friends.